Hi everyone, Charlene here with the Scrapbook and Cards Today design team. Christmas in July is the perfect excuse to get started on holiday cards, and today I'm creating a front door scene that's full of color, texture, and dimension. So let's go down to my desk and see what we're working with. I have here the winter wreath die set as well as the front door stencils. We're going to start here by creating our scene using these gorgeous stencils. The front door stencils contain 4 different stencils that layer together to create a beautiful front door. Let's start by grabbing a piece of white cardstock. I have here an A2 sized piece of white cardstock and I'm putting it on my sticky mat to hold it in place. I want to create a navy colored front door, so I'm actually going to work with navy, a dark graphite gray, as well as a black ink. I'll start with stencil layer number 1, and I'm going to adhere this over the center of my cardstock so my door is centered. Then I'm using a large blending brush to pick up the navy ink and bring it across the entire exposed area. As I'm adding the layers of ink, I'm keeping in mind that this is going to be the main colored portion of the front door. So that helps me decide how dark I want the ink to be on this section. So I'll go ahead and remove the first stencil. Then I'll bring in stencil layer number 2, and I'm going to line this up here along this edge. For this second stencil layer, I'm going to bring in the same navy and I'm going to layer it a second time, only this time I'm going to bring in a lot of ink so it's pretty dark. When you're working with stencils that want to move around, I have a little trick for you. Take a piece of Post-it tape or a small scrap of cardstock and use your fingers on top of that, so that way you don't get your fingers all inky. I have some nice dark coverage, so I'll remove stencil layer number 2. I'll bring in stencil layer number 3, and I'm paying close attention to these 2 areas. I'm going to make sure those cover the lighter areas that we created with stencil 1. I'll use the pure graphite, which is that dark gray, to fill in all of the open areas. By using a dark gray, we're going to create shading, but we're not going to lose that navy color of our door. I'll use these 2 lines here on stencil layer number 4 to help me line everything up. They're going to line up right over the top of our dark navy. I'll bring in jet black and color in all of the open spaces. I've added my ink largely in a circular motion, but I'm also going to go up and down and side to side on this stencil, so I make sure I get inside all the nooks and crannies. I'll remove stencil layer number 4, and if you want your door to be darker, don't be afraid to bring back in stencil layer number 1. I decided I wanted a little darker navy, so I'm using what's left on my brush. Now I can remove my stencil and set this aside to dry. While that dries, I can pick out colors of cardstock to use with the winter wreath die set. This die set creates both a large and a small wreath, a large and small joy word, and it also has fun little accessories to add to the wreath. I've chosen to cut both of my wreath layers from fern cardstock. If you wanted to create additional contrast, you could cut one of the layers from a lighter color. I'm also going to flip my plates upside down so that way I can make sure all of the small details on this die cut through all the paper. I'm cutting the bow, tails, and top from some pomegranate, then using cranberry for the center detail and the berries. I'm cutting the larger citrus dies from terracotta and the smaller citrus dies from alabaster. The cinnamon sticks I'll cut from cinnamon, and the 2 dies that create the door hanger I'll use some matte gold cardstock. Now I can put together the wreath. I'll start by adding some glue along the center circle of the smaller wreath. I'm not going to add glue to any of those outside edges because when I layer this piece over the large wreath piece, I want to be able to pop those edges of the top layer up. I love that these 2 layers create a full wreath. There are several different ways to put together the bow depending on whether you want it on the top or bottom of your wreath. I've added glue to the top of my bow tails, and then I'm turning the main bow upside down and adhering it this way. That way, when I place it on the bottom of my wreath, the bow tails are hanging down and leaving the center area open. Next, I'll add glue to the center of the bow, and I'm using a wax pickup tool to add the detailed piece to the center. I'll add a small amount of glue to the back of the citrus detail layer. Then tap it off on a piece of cardstock. That will ensure that none of the extra glue squishes out from the edges. I think these citrus slices might be my favorite accent. I'm going to wait to adhere anything else until I have an idea of how I want to place things on my card. For our sentiment, I have the Very Merry Wishes stamps and dies. I've chosen the Peace and Joy sentiment, and I'm going to stamp this out onto some white cardstock. So I'll ink up my stamp really well, flip and press, and lift, and I'll do that a second time. I'll flip and press, and lift. Looks great. I'll cut this out with the coordinating die. I've laid everything out on my front door. I've placed the citrus slices and cinnamon sticks on opposite sides and then used the berry clusters to fill in the gaps and guide the eye around the wreath so everything looks balanced. Once I'm happy, I can glue everything together. I've adhered all of the pieces to the wreath as well as the 2 small details to our door hanger. So now all I need to do is add glue to the back of the door hanger and place it up here towards the top of my door. Next, I'll add glue to the back of the outside area of the wreath. Then I'll layer it over the center of everything, creating an instant focal point for our sentiment. To add more interest, I went ahead and put some foam squares on the back of my sentiment. Now I can place it here in the center of the wreath. I'll add glue to the back of the completed panel and adhere it to an A2 sized card base. I'm stamping an inside sentiment so that my card is ready to go when the holidays get here. Lastly, I'll add some white gel pen highlights to help each layer stand out against the dark blue door. Here is our finished Christmas in July card. The dark stenciled door creates a dramatic background while the layered greenery and warm holiday accents add plenty of texture and dimension. I hope this inspires you to combine stencils and die cuts to create your own holiday scenes. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Scrapbook and Cards Today YouTube channel for more card making ideas and inspiration.